Hey everyone, it's Luca. Sir Nightheye's Climax battle is back in My Hero Ultra Impact. Let's fight Class SS with some updated teams. Please use the timestamp to navigate. I also have an older unvoiced guide if you want to check that out. Link in the description. In this first clear, I'll explain the mechanics behind this fight using a low dupes team so we can see all the mechanics. This is the recommendation: power down, speed down, critical hit rate down, critical hit rate up, and speed up. I'm using a team of characters all released in 2025. They work very well together. I sadly don't have too many other newer options because I'm missing a lot of newer characters. If you check out my summoning videos, you'll see my wishlist at the top of every video, and a huge part of that wishlist are just all these new gem pool characters I'm missing. Many of them are good options against Nighteye. Feel free to ask in the comments for other suggestions or let me know who is working for you. These are the memories I'm running on my team. Full power young ones on power to change the future Deku for team crit support. It also helps with his overwhelm very nicely. You die when you die, a free memory you can get from the VE Tower shop. For crit and speed when you have a pro hero on the team. I have Star and Stripe on the back line, so Deku does get these stats. This memory also debuffs power and crit when used second or later, which is awesome for this fight, especially if you're not debuffing enough. Do consider getting this memory if you don't already have it. The front line wants to have crit rate, so put your best crit rate memories on them. I have Splash Hunt on Summer Mina for max HP, team crit, and emergency HP restoration. I have Coordinated Rescue, a free UA memory on Star and Stripe for crit. This can also increase our plus ultra gauge when used second or later. Nighteye does give us plus ultra gauge down, so this is helpful to ensure that we have plus ultras ready. This is a very good memory for many female characters. I have friends who call out your name on Hellfire's and Dobby. This is one of the best general DPS memories with power, crit rate, and critical skill impact when you have a 1A character on the team. Whatever your best DPS memory would work well on him. Power, crit, or skill impact are good stats to look for on a DPS memory. But if you find yourself slower than All Might in Phase 3, you can also consider using a speed memory. While Nighteye and All Might take forever to get ready, let's talk about the general mechanics behind this fight. Strength type characters are debuffed the entire fight. They're given 50% skill impact and defense down. You can still bring them if you don't have other character choices. Some will even work pretty well, like Power to Change the Future Bakugo. He can keep your team alive. Mine characters are debuffed phase 1 and 2, but they're buffed phase 3 and 4, so you can use them backline very effectively. I have 2 mine characters in the back. The ST characters are the opposite. They're buffed phase 1 and 2, but debuffed phase 3 and 4, so try using them frontline. I have a DST character in the front, Power to Change the Future Deku. He's mostly here just as DPS. Int and ABL characters like Summer Mina aren't affected at all, so feel free to put them anywhere on the team. Piercing Shot is fine in this phase and in phase 2, but it shouldn't be used in phase 3 or 4. In the second half of the fight, Piercing Shot will power up Nighteye and All Might, give them Piercing Shot and Bullseye, restore HP, cancel all of their status elements, and give them Last Stand for 2 turns. So don't bring Piercing Shot to the second half of the fight. Using Piercing Shot is fine in phase 1 and 2 as long as these characters don't come back into the fight later. You don't want any of your characters to die, and then your Piercing Shot characters come back. In any case, All Might does power up when your characters die, so it's best that no one dies. These 2 Dekus do have Piercing Shot, but the team will be fine because they're not coming back into the fight. In phase 1 and 2, we want to debuff All Might's power, speed, and crit rate. If you check out their skills over here, you can see that Nighteye is immune to a lot of debuffs. These are All Might's skills in this phase. If we debuff All Might's power, speed, or crit, it will also debuff Nighteye for 15 turns. So we want to inflict these debuffs on All Might. We need to debuff Nighteye enough so that we can hit him in phase 3. Alternatively, you can also bring characters that have Bullseye to deal with phase 3. We do have a lot more Bullseye options now compared to Nighteye's previous reruns, so debuffing isn't as necessary anymore. If you do high damage to Nighteye in phase 3, you can even skip a lot of the mechanics. If you're not able to hit Nighteye in phase 3, you can spend 2 turns here to attack All Might to debuff him. If your characters have Bullseye or apply enough debuffs from hitting All Might in phase 2, you can directly attack Nighteye here. So that's what we're going to do. Let's attack Nighteye and take us to phase 2 fast. We're going to buff Power to change the future Deku. We will use Ruler of the Edge Deku second and Power to change the future Deku third for the team crit rate buff from Full Power Young Ones. Wow, All Might, why would you do that? Well, let's go ahead and hit All Might for a bit then. We can debuff him while we're at it. Okay, let's target Nighteye. That takes us into phase 2. Not very clean, but it still works. If the random stun from All Might disrupts your skill chains too much, you can definitely reset right away since it's only phase 1. Alright, now we're in phase 2. All Might draws aggro when he is above 50% HP, and he also buffs Night-Eye's defense. We want to hit All Might below 50% HP and also crit as much as possible to reduce his speed and make sure he doesn't get damage reduction. When we don't crit, he gains damage reduction and power. So having high crit is important. You'll want someone on the team who can buff crit or memories that boost your crit rate. So if we check over here, these are Night-Eye's skills in this phase, and these are All Might's skills in this phase. Now, unfortunately, we didn't do 3 skill chains very well in phase 1 because of the random stun. Okay, but we have given him some speed downs, which is good. Now we can hit Nighteye since All Might is below 50% HP now. Now, unfortunately, All Might is over 50% HP again, so he has aggro yet again. We can't hit Nighteye until we get rid of his aggro yet again by hitting him below 50% HP. Okay, but that does debuff his speed a lot more, which is good. Okay, now we can hit Nighteye again, but I do want to save Mina's skills for the phase change, so let's not use her skills. We're just going to use these 2 skills. That takes us to phase 3. The back line is now here. It is phase 3. In phase 3, Nighteye swaps the team. Your third character will stay in the fight. For this team, that's Mina. She's here as the only support character on the team. You could also put your best DPS third instead and run 1 support front line and 1 support back line. It depends on who you have in your box, if you have more support characters or if you have more DPS characters. Let's check out their skills and their stats. These are Night-Eye's skills in phase 3, and these are All Might's skills in phase 3. We'll check out Night-Eye's stat changes. He only has a 30% chance of evasion, very good. This means we have debuffed him enough in phase 1 and 2. This evasion chance is reduced by 5% for every temporary status element affecting him. That would be all the speed downs and power downs we have inflicted on him. Nighteye does have aggro in this phase. We need to hit him 5 times for him to lose aggro. Star and Dabi both have Bullseye on some of their skills. Dabi has both action skills with Bullseye. Star has one, but their normal attacks could still miss. Thankfully, we have debuffed Nighteye enough so that we have a 70% chance of hitting him. They should totally be fine. After we hit Nighteye 5 times, then we're able to target All Might, who we want to drop below 25% HP by turn 3 of this phase. That's the plus ultra turn. We need to seal him by then, or he will use his plus ultra on us, which hits super hard. We need to land enough crits in phase 2 to lower All Might's speed so that we're faster than him and we can plus ultra before him. So let's give this a try. We're going to buff Dabi. Both of their skills do have Bullseye. Okay, this skill of Stars does not have Bullseye, but she does have a 70% chance of hitting Nighteye. In fact, let's check again. Yep, 70% chance. So they should be able to hit him. There we go, very nice. Okay, and now we're able to hit All Might, and we actually sealed him before the plus ultra turn. So I'm not able to show what it's like when our plus ultras are faster than him. But basically, if you had not sealed him by turn 3, All Might would be using his plus ultra this turn, and just tap on all your plus ultras and take a look to see if your plus ultras are faster than his. If you're not faster than him, then you need to crit more in phase 2 to debuff his speed so that you're faster than him. You can also try to put some speed memories on your team if needed. But since All Might is sealed already, since we have hit him to 25% HP, there we go, sealed, we're gonna go ahead and target Nighteye with our plus ultras. That will take us to phase 4. Time for phase 4. In phase 4, we need to get both All Might and Nighteye down to 1 HP around the same time to be able to defeat them. They have Last Stand and will heal back up if only one of them is at 1 HP. AoE skills and targeting helps a lot with this phase. So let's check out their skills. These are Nightheye's skills in this phase, and these are All Might's skills in this phase. Nighteye does have Bullseye, and he decreases our max HP every turn up to 10 times. So the longer the fight goes on, the easier we would die. Our max HP would get lowered a lot. Okay, let's buff Dabi, and we're gonna use this skill and then this one. Nighteye can extend our cooldowns, so if you do stun him first, that makes it a little easier to deal with, but All Might hits super hard, so if you stun him first by getting him to 1 HP, that also helps. Let's try targeting Nighteye this time. Okay, they're both decently low, but not quite. They have extended Mina's cooldowns. Oh, there goes Mina's skills. Unfortunate. This should seal Nighteye. So let me actually target All Might. Yeah, let's target All Might, and Dabi's skill should do a lot of damage. It should hopefully get Nighteye down to 1 HP. Okay. And done. Mina didn't have any skills, so she's like, let me just kick Nighteye. But yes, we need to get them low both at the same time to be able to get them out. And that is a clear with all newer characters from 2025. In this second clear, I'll be showing in our strategy team where we sacrifice the R characters so we can just run 3 characters for the rest of the fight. This way, you only need to build 3 characters who can deal with the mechanics instead of having to build a full team. Celeb Bakugo, Int Lady Nagant, and Music Festival Denki are some other great choices for a 3-character team. They can debuff and they also have Bullseye. Getten is another great choice. I showed a 3-character team with Music Festival Denki last time in a different video if you want to check that out. If you're not debuffing a lot, you can use 2 characters who have Bullseye and a support. That's this team. Just make sure your characters don't have Piercing Shot, since they will need to be here the entire fight. Nighteye and All Might don't like Piercing Shot in the second half of the fight. On this particular team, I've decided to bring Summer Toga, who gives herself Bullseye when she's enhanced, and Destruction Incarnate Shigi, who gives himself and villain teammates Bullseye when he is enhanced. So you don't necessarily have to bring Summer Toga, you could also bring a different villain. There are also a lot of other good Bullseye choices as well. Ruler of the Edge Endeavor, Hellfire's End Dabi, Roaring Echo Present Mike, and Steampunk Bakugo are all very good Bullseye choices. These are the memories I'm running on everyone. The Sea and its Delicacies, Summer Toga's signature memory, so she can decrease speed and use 2 normal attacks. Strong Battle Formation on Hagakure for HP, Team Cooldown, and plus Ultra Gauge. A very good free memory for many characters. Consider getting this from the UA shop if you don't already have it. Full Power Young Ones on Shigi for Team Crit Support. This is basically a team of double Bullseye and 1 support. We won't be focusing on debuffing at all since we can depend on Bullseye. Let's do this. I have brought Mirio and Kirishima as my 2 sacrificial characters. They are Strength and Mind, which are debuffed, so hopefully All Might and Nighteye will want to punch them more than anyone else. They do also have cover, which I've unlocked in the past. That's the 4th node on board 1. They are both level 1 and node 4 on board 1. Usually using cover means they'll get punched and taken out turn 1, but Nighteye likes to remove our buffs. So even though they have cover like this, it's useless because Nighteye just removes our buffs right away. But hey, All Might did decide to punch Mirio this time, and Nighteye has decided to punch Kirishima. It does not always go like that. But even if it doesn't, taking an extra turn is completely fine. So we'll go ahead and use our skills in this order. Toga 2nd, Shigi 3rd for the team crit buff. Same skill order. That takes us to phase 2. We are forced to target All Might. So let's go ahead and use our plus ultras on him. We need to get him below 50% HP. Alright, he is below 50% HP. We are now able to target Nighteye. You can see this team is pretty fast. We're now in phase 3. Our same team comes back, so they still have their buffs, and we don't need to worry about our skills not being ready. Usually when you have one character stay in, you have to kind of worry about whether or not they have their skills ready along with the rest of the team, because the rest of the team will have their skills and that one character might not have their skills ready. The same team is back. Let's check out Night-Eye's stats. He has an 80% chance of evading because we haven't been debuffing him. And you can see that Toga landed her bleed and Night-Eye's HP is almost completely gone. It's already halfway gone. All Might also has his HP decayed by Shigi. This is so funny. Very, very funny team. Okay, let's hit Nighteye. Usually we would need to hit Nighteye for longer than this, but they have just completed the phase in one turn. So we are now in phase 4. And we skipped a lot of phase 3 mechanics. In this phase, we want to get Nighteye and All Might out at the same time, which should be decently easy since Shigi has decayed All Might's health a lot. It should be pretty simple getting him down to 1 HP then. Nighteye does have Bullseye this turn, so I don't think giving Evade to an ally would help. Actually, let's give Evade to Hagakure so she's the one who gets hit, and we'll use these skills. Okay, good. He's stunned, so we don't need to worry about him extending our skills. And we're going to target All Might, and this should hopefully take them both out at the same time. And done with a final punch from Shigi. You know what? I really like this team. This 3-character team worked very smoothly. In this final clear, I'll be showing a super fast clear. This clear uses Celeb Bakugo, who is perhaps the best character for this fight. He debuffs power, crit, and speed, and also has permanent bullseye. This is the Celeb Bakugo and 4 supports team. They clear it very fast, so they skip a lot of the mechanics. You can also bring other support characters, they don't have to be these 4. If your Bakugo is less built, this team should still work great as a normal run instead of a fast clear. You can of course bring other supports along with Bakugo. It doesn't need to be 4 supports, it could be 2 supports and 2 more DPS characters. These are the memories I'm running on the team. Fantasy Meadow on Heroes Assemble Ochako. You Die When You Die on Steampunk Aizawa. Full Power Young Ones on Celeb Bakugo. Strong Battle Formation on Celeb Momo. And Gentle Fury on Hagakure. This is an SR memory that gives team power. Let's do this. We're gonna need to watch all the animation yet again. I think this climax boss has the longest animations because we have to watch Nighteye do a bunch of buffs and then All Might do a bunch of buffs. In any case, once they're done, we're gonna select Nighteye and we're going to buff Bakugo with Piercing Shot using Aizawa. We'll use Ochako 2nd and Bakugo 3rd because DPS 3rd does do the most damage, so Bakugo 3rd. Our normal attacks should take us to phase 2, hopefully. Yep. Phase 1 completed in 1 turn, and now it is phase 2. All Might has aggro, so we can only target him. We are going to use Aizawa to buff our skill impact, and Bakugo 3rd. All Might is below 50% HP, so we will be able to target Nighteye now. Let's select him and use all of our plus ultras on him. Okay, Nighteye has decided to target Aizawa, which is fine. Aizawa won't be able to plus Ultra because of that, but we just need Ochako to be able to plus Ultra. Our backline is now here, Celeb Momo and Hagakure. They're gonna buff Bakugo even more. Now I will be using Momo's skill to buff Bakugo, and then I think I will skip Hagakure's power buff this turn. I want to save it for the final phase. This one, I'll save it for phase 4. Yeah, let's do that. The power buff was not needed at all. Phase 3 completed in 1 turn. And now it's time for phase 4. I wish I could finish this in 5 turns, but I don't think Bakugo is going to do quite enough damage in this turn. But I will be using Momo's skill and then the 50% power buff from Hagakure. Bakugo does have an AoE this turn, which could maybe take them out. Nah, not quite. But we'll be able to use our plus ultras next turn to take them out. Alright, turn 6, final turn. We have all 3 plus ultras ready. Just have to decide how to spread them out to target these characters. Let's see, Momo 3rd, Bakugo 4th, Hagakure 5th. Yeah, let's target them maybe like this. All Might stun Nighteye out, and Hagakure deals the finishing blow. And that is the 6 turn team with Celeb Bakugo and 4 support characters. If you made it to the end of the video, comment below with who you hope our next new climax battle boss will be. And Happy New Year, since this is my first video of the year. I hope to see you in the next video. Best of luck with all your clears and summons. Luca out.